Chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh English with Jen. Hôm nay, chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau luyện nghe tiếng Anh thông qua một câu chuyện ngắn cực kỳ hấp dẫn, truyền cảm hứng và đầy ý nghĩa. Với giọng đọc chậm rãi, song ngữ Anh, Việt, nội dung hôm nay sẽ giúp các bạn luyện kỹ năng nghe một cách tự nhiên, hiệu quả và dễ hiểu, đặc biệt phù hợp cho người mới bắt đầu. Bây giờ, hãy thư giãn, lắng nghe và cùng mình bước vào câu chuyện nhé. Chúng ta cùng bắt đầu.
Empty Your Mind, a powerful motivational story for life. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. Marco was very restless. His mind was always full of thoughts. All day long, different thoughts came and went, making him feel uneasy and tired. He often felt sad about his past and worried a lot about his future. Because of these thoughts, his mind was like a storm. He couldn't feel calm. He couldn't sleep well. He even forgot how to smile. One day, Marco heard about a faraway village in the hills. People said that a wise old man lived there. This man had once been a famous psychologist in the city. He had helped many people find peace in their lives. Now that he was old, he had left the busy city and chosen to live quietly, close to nature. Sometimes he gave advice to visitors who came looking for answers. Marco felt curious and hopeful. He thought, maybe this wise man can help me find peace. So he decided to travel to the village and meet the old man. After many days of a long and tiring journey, Marco finally reached the village in the hills. There, he saw a small house covered with green plants. On the porch of the house, the old man was sitting quietly. His eyes were closed, and his face looked peaceful. Marco walked up to him and said softly, "Grandfather, my mind is very restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man slowly opened his eyes and smiled calmly. "So, you are looking for peace," he said. "Come with me. I will give you a small task." He took Marco to his little yard and filled a glass with water right to the very top. The glass was so full that even a small movement could make the water spill. He handed the glass to Marco and said, "Walk from here to the edge of the village and then come back. But remember, you must not spill even one drop of water." Marco looked surprised, but he wanted to do his best. He carefully held the glass and began to walk. The road was narrow and busy. People were walking and running. Shopkeepers were calling out to customers. Dogs were barking loudly. But Marco did not look around. His eyes stayed only on the glass. Step by step, he walked slowly and carefully. People looked at him with curiosity, but no one disturbed him. They felt he was learning something important. Finally, Marco returned to the old man and said, "Grandfather, I did it. I didn't spill even one drop." The old man nodded and smiled. Then he asked gently, "That's good. But tell me, did you see the children playing by the road? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco looked surprised. "No," he said. "I didn't see or hear anything. I was only focusing on the glass." The old man smiled again and said softly, "That is the secret. It was always inside you, but you did not know it. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear, no confusion, and no unnecessary thoughts. When you were focused on the water, your mind became completely quiet. You were not sad about the past. You were not afraid of the future. Slowly, Marco began to understand. This was the peace he had been searching for. Peace is not something we find outside. Peace already lives inside us when we learn to live fully in the present moment. Marco bowed his head and said, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want to calm my mind, I must stay in the present moment. That is where real peace comes from." The old man smiled once more. The sun was setting, and its last light touched the ground. Birds were flying back to their nests. Marco started walking home, but he was no longer the restless young man he once was. He had changed. Now he carried peace inside his heart, because he finally knew how to calm his mind.
Video hôm nay đến đây là kết thúc. Nếu các bạn thấy video hay và ý nghĩa, đừng quên nhấn like và chia sẻ video đến nhiều người cùng xem nhé. Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn trong những video tiếp theo.